In last example, we handle the event of frame control for which one mouse motion listener interface. Now, exactly what is motion listener interface? When we execute this frame, we can handle the two events that is called mouse move and second is called which one mouse drag. Check out here, it is showing mouse moving at particular coordinate and mouse dragging at particular coordinate. But here from the first application of the frame, if I click on this button, this is close button actually. The purpose of this button is what? When I click here, frame window must be closed. Check out when I click here, nothing will happen because we have to write down the code to handle this click event. Okay, so manually inside Java, manually you have to handle the click event or close event for the frame window. It is not closed when you click on the cross button, that red button. So for this purpose, we have to use another interface. The name of the interface is called window listener. So I'm going to remove this one right now. Just remove this one. Remove this one. Okay. Now here I don't require a paint method right now. So that's why I removed that paint method. So again, remove this one. Now here implements another interface. The name of the interface is called which one? Window listener. Now remember, I'm using this interface because I want to close the frame window when user click on the cross button. Now by default, this functionality is not present inside which one? Frame window. So manually you have to add that functionality. When user click on the close button, you have to close the frame window. For this purpose, we have to use another interface. The name of the interface is called which one? Window listener. Now, how many methods present inside window listener? Lot of methods are present. Check out here. So when I implement all the methods, it will generate the code of all method present inside which one? Your window listener interface. We don't record all these methods. Check out what are the method. Window open, window close, closing, window close, windows iconified. Iconified means what? Minimize. Windows de-iconified, Windows activated, Windows deactivated, all methods available inside which one? This interface. Okay, now I'm going to remove this automatic generated code. So check out this one. I'm just removing throws keyword from every method. Okay, so you cannot skip right now. You cannot skip any other method. Remember this one. Just remove this code. Okay, so how many methods? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total 7 methods available inside which one? Window listener. But for closing functionality, we required only one method, that is called which one? Window closing. So when I click on the close button or cross sign, which event occurred? That is called which one? Window closing. So right now I require only this method, that is called which one? Window closing. Here simply you have to call one function, that is called this dot dispose. Okay, so what is the meaning of dispose? That will what? Remove frame window from the memory. So what happened? Your close operation will be completed. So when I save this one, right click and run the file. Now check out when I click here, now your window, okay, there is one thing is remaining. Actually, we forgot to perform the registration here. How to perform the registration? Write down add and then name of the interface. What is the name of the interface? Window listener in bracket this. Okay, now it is ready to handle the events. When I execute this one. Now check out when I close this one, now your frame window is what? Closed. Remember this one, inside frame window, close operation by default not provided. You have to implement which interface? Window listener interface. And from window listener interface, right now I'm using only what? Window closing. You can cross check rest of the methods also. So how to cross check rest of the methods? Suppose I'm going to write down the window iconified, window de-iconified. So here I'm going to write down system.out.println. So it will display on what? Command prompt when iconified. Iconified means what? Minimize operation. And just copy this one, Control C, Control V, de-iconified. So copy this one, Control C, Control V, de-iconified. So when I execute this one, check out. Now when check out here, output inside command prompt here, check out the output here. Now, when I minimize this one, check out what output is printed, Windows iconified. Check out Windows iconified. Then when I maximize this one, what output is printed, Windows de-iconified. Means when these two event occurred when user minimized the window, then Windows iconified executed. When user maximize the window, then Windows de-iconified is executed. So in this manner, you can execute what all the events. But right now, for the main operation, closing operation, we require only one method. The name of the method is equals to window closing. Now, what is the disadvantage of this method? Suppose here, what is the procedure we followed to handle the event? We implement the interface, then we write down the code for all methods present inside that interface. Suppose how many methods present here? 7 methods are present. But right now, I am interested inside only one method. Then rest of the 6 method you cannot skip because you are implementing what? Interface. You must write down, even it is empty, you must write down what remaining 6 method. Then is there any way, suppose I want to handle only Windows closing event, then write down the code only for window closing event or window closing method and skip rest of the method. Okay, so for this purpose we have to use which one? Adapter classes. Adapter classes allows us to handle only those events in which we are interested and skip rest of the event. For example, if I use here adapter class, then I can handle only Windows closing event and skip rest of the event. Okay, so that is the purpose of which one? Adapter classes. So I'm going to use window adapter. So just remember the name like Windows adapter, then what? Mouse adapter, mouse motion adapter, key adapter. Means what? Instead of interface, you can use which one? Adapter classes. Remember, these are interfaces. Window listener, these are interfaces, and adapter classes present inside which one? Java to handle the event. But what is the advantage of the adapter classes? Adapter classes allows us to handle only those events in which we are interested. And what is the interface? If you want to handle all the events, then use which one? Interface. That is the difference between adapter classes and which one? Interfaces. So we are going to write down the code for which one? Windows adapter. Okay, then how to write down the code for which one? Adapter classes. Now here, check out what I told you. When we implement the interface, then you must write down the code for all the methods. Now we have to use the adapter classes, but you cannot write the adapter classes here. You cannot write like this one, extend frame and extend what? Windows adapter. This is not possible. Why it is not possible? Because you cannot inherit two classes inside Java. Remember this one. You cannot directly inherit two classes inside Java. That's why it is not possible to inherit the Windows adapter inside which one? My frame. Then what is the way? Simple way, create the separate class. Check out here. The class name is equals to what? My adapter. Then extend. What is the name of the adapter class? That is called which one? Windows adapter. Window adapter. Now here, what I want to do, I want to handle only those events in which I am interested. Suppose I am interested inside Windows closing. So just right click here, then insert code. Here override method, check out here override method, and out of what? 7 methods, handle only Windows closing method. Check out window closing method and click on the generate. Now here I'm going to write down the code for only window closing method. So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove all the code here, 7 methods code. Check out, and that's it. Okay, now here, check out, these are the two different classes. My adapter class is separate class, my frame is separate class. Now I required my frame class a reference inside which one? My adapter, because I want to close the frame by using which method? Dispose method. So how to do this one? So get the reference of my frame inside which one? My adapter class. So just write down my frame, do not create object, just get the reference. So my adapter, write down the constructor. Okay, so you can use this constructor automatic code. Check out here, automatic code is also generated here. Here, while creating object of my adapter, I have to pass object of which one? My frame. In this way, I can get the reference of my frame class inside which one? My adapter class. Now here, simply I will call which dispose method, and that will close your what? window. Now one more thing is remaining here. Check out what is the thing. Go back to the main code. Here, check out what I told you. Add window listener. Add window listener. Pass the object of class which is implementing Windows listener interface. But here, this class is not implementing Windows listener interface. So create the object of which one? My adapter. My adapter OB is equals to what? New my adapter in bracket, pass what current class object, this, that is the frame class object, and then write down OB. Okay, now first of all, I'm going to execute this code and then I'm going to explain this code line by line. So check out when I execute this one and close here. Now your window is closed properly. Now what is the advantage here? Here I'm writing code only for which event? I'm writing code for Windows closing event only. So that is the advantage of which one? Adapter classes, that allows us to handle only those events in which we are interested and skip the rest of the events. Okay, now here, what is the line by line execution? Check out properly. When we create object of myFrame class, inside myFrame class I'm creating a constructor, sorry, inside myFrame constructor I'm creating object of which one? My adapter. So it will transfer the control to my adapter. Inside my adapter it will accept the frame class object, that is myFrame object, and that is stored inside which one? F variable. Then I'm performing what? Add window listener interface. Suppose user generate any event related to the what? Windows, then control is transferred to which one? My adapter. And here I'm handling only which event? Windows closing event. So that is the procedure to handle the adapter classes event by using what? Frame. Now take another example of adapter classes. Suppose you want to handle mouse event, but out of 5 events, there are 5 events present inside which one? Mouse listener. So when we implement mouse listener interface, you have to write down the code for which one? 5 events. But you want to handle only mouse click event, for example. Then how to create this one? So it is very simple. Just write down code here. Remove this one. Write down the name of the class. The name of the class is equals to mouse adapter. Then write down the what reference, which same reference, that is called my frame. Then write down the constructor my adapter. Okay, now here you want to handle which events? Just right click, insert code, override method. Here select the method in which you are interested. Suppose you are interested inside 2 or 3 method, you can select 2 or 3 method, but right now I want to handle only mouse click event. Just select the mouse click event, click on the generate. Okay, so here I'm going to write down the code. Now inside my frame, X variable is present, Y variable is present, MSG variable is present, again paint method is present. Just write down public void paint in bracket graphics G. Okay, now here G dot draw string display the message. Okay, so that's it. Now here I'm going to write down the code of the mouse click event. Same code, only by using object of which one? My frame. So just write down f my frame object dot which variable? X variable. Then write down what? E dot get x, get the value of X variable. Then what? F dot y is equals to E dot get y, get the value of Y variable. Then f dot msg variable, print the message here, mouse clicked at, okay, plus f dot what? X plus f dot y. Okay, we have to use f variable because this code present inside which one? My adapter class, and we want to display this value inside which one? My frame. And finally call which method? Repaint method. Okay, now come back to the repaint method here. Write down, create the object of which one? My adapter. My adapter OB is equals to new my adapter in bracket this. Then what? Add mouse adapter, mouse listener, sorry, add mouse listener in bracket which one? This. So write the run the program. Check out here. Now when I click here, mouse click at, mouse click at, mouse click at, mouse click at, means what? I'm handling only which event? I'm handling only one event by using which class? That class is equals to which one? Adapter class. Remember one last line, I'm going to repeat this one. Adapter, when we implement interface to handle the event, then you must write down the code for all methods present inside that interface. But suppose if you are interested inside some events and you want to skip the rest of the events, then we have to use which one? Adapter class. Adapter class allows us to handle those events in which we are interested and skip rest of the what events. So that is the explanation of which one? Adapter classes. Now next topic I want to start, that is called handling mouse, sorry, not mouse, handling control events. So how to create controls object to create the GUI. Means suppose for example you want to take the input from the user, then you have to use the text field control. You want to handle the event, then you have to use what? Button control. You want to give the option to the user, then you have to use which one? Radio button or checkboxes. Means all these control can be used to create what? Graphical user interface through which user can interact with your application. Now question is that how to create these control object and add it to the frame. Now it is very easy. So I'm going to start with very simple control. That control is called which one? Label control. So label control is used to display message on the frame window. Now label control is the passive control. Now what is exactly meaning of passive control and active control? There are two types of control, passive control and active control. Now, what is the passive control? Passive control means what? We cannot handle the event of that control. That's why it is called the passive control. Event handling is not provided by that control. What is active control? Active control means what? Event handling is provided by that control. Means we can handle the event of that control. That's why it is called which one? Active control. Okay. Now label is the passive control, so we are not going to handle the event of which one? This label control. Here simply I'm going to create simple one example that will show you how to create the label object and how to display this label object to the frame window. Now first of all, remember procedure. You have to create the object of respective control and add it to the window by using add function. So for example, check out here, I'm going to write down the write down step here. Create object of desired control. Okay, that is the first thing. So which control right now I required? That is called which one? Label control. Label L1, then what? L2, then L3. I want to create the three labels. Okay, then this is only a reference variable. These are only reference variable. These are not object. Then create the object. L1 is equals to new label in bracket. Check out here. Pass the string you want to display, like for example 1. Okay, that is the label of the that is the text of the label. Then create the second object. Create the third object. Write down here 2. Then write down here what? 3. Okay, that is the second object, that is the third object. Okay, now creating object is not sufficient. Suppose when I execute this one checkout, it will not show anything because simply creating object of desired control is not sufficient. It is blank checkout here. Then what is the another way? So actually you have to what? You have to add control to frame by using add method. Okay, remember this method you have to call. That method is equals to which one? Add method. So simply write down add in bracket what? L1. So that will goes to the what? Frame window. Add in bracket what? L2. That will again go to the frame window. Add in bracket what? L3. That will again go to the frame window. After calling add function, add method, these all three controls are displayed on the frame window. Now when I execute this one, will not get the proper output. Checkout, it is showing only 3. Checkout, if I maximize this one, it will show only 3. This is because your frame window is using what? Layout manager. Now question is that what is the layout manager? So I'm going to explain this topic in detail later on, but right now consider layout manager is the algorithm which is responsible to place your control on the what frame window. Means this algorithm or this layout manager decide where to place your label control when I call the what add function. Now by default layout manager of the frame window is a border layout. Now what is the border layout? I'm going to discuss this one. Don't worry if you don't understand this right now, but right now I'm going to write two more line here. I'm going to create object of which one flow layout. That is very simple layout. Flow layout ob is equals to new flow layout. Means I'm changing the by default layout manager of the frame window by using set layout method. So what is exactly flow layout? Flow layout means what? It is like how words flow inside the notepad. Suppose you open the notepad here and start writing character like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So what is the flow of the control? Your control or character flow from left to right and top to bottom. So this is the direction. In the same manner, your controls are placed. Consider A is the one control, B is the second control, C is the third control, D is the third control. In the same sequence, your controls are added when we use the flow layout. But again, I'm going to tell you, if you don't understand this one, no problem, just copy these two lines because I'm going to discuss what is the layout manager in detail later on. So just execute this one. Now it will display what? Three labels. Check out, these are the three labels. First label, second label, and which one? Third label. Now, if I do not call, suppose, add method for the second label and execute this one, check out, it will display only how many labels? Two labels, 1 and 3. So what is the point you have to remember? Add method is compulsory to add your control to the frame window. That is the purpose of which one? Add method. So what is the procedure? First, create the object of desired control. That may be button, that may be label, that may be checkbox. And second, add it to the window by using which function? Add function. Okay, so that is the point you have to remember. This is simple example, and label is a passive control, so we are not handling any event of the label control. Now, next example I want to create, that is called which one? Button control. I want to use button control. How to handle the event of button control. Okay, so you have to follow the same procedure. So just delete this one. I'm not going to delete these two lines because these two lines will place your control at proper position. So first of all, same procedure, create the object of which one? Desired control. What is my desired control right now? My desired control is equals to button B1, then B2, then what B3. These are the three control. I want to handle the event of these three control. Then same procedure, B1 is equals to what? New, create the object of button control. In bracket, give the label here. What is the label? Label is equals to what? Suppose 1. You can give what? 1, for example, here. Then copy, control C, control V, then control V. Okay, so how many buttons here I created? 3 buttons, B1, B2, B3. And you can give any name, doesn't matter. This is the label, just label present on the button, that is called 2, for example. And this is what? 3. Okay, now call the add function. Add in bracket what? B1. First button added to the frame, add in bracket B2. Second button added to the frame, add in bracket B3. Third button added to the frame. So when I execute this one, now check out, 3 buttons display here. But nothing will happen here. Check out, when I click here, nothing will happen. Okay, so because we have to write down the code to handle the event of which one? Button control. Now, when I click on the first button, I want to show you, you click on the first button, you click on the second button, you click on the third button. To display that message, I want to create another object that is called label L1. Then create the what? Label L1 is equals to new label, label in bracket. Suppose I'm going to write down result here. Okay, result here. That's it. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to add L1 here. Now again execute this one. Now check out, when I click on first button or any button, so that information is going to display inside which one? This one. This is the label where I'm going to display the result. Now question is that how to handle the event of button control. Remember, from this stage we are going to see the active controls, because these control provide the event handling. We can handle the event of this control. Label is a passive control, so we cannot handle the event of label control, but rest of the controls are which one? Active control, so we can handle the event of this control. So button control is a active control. So how to, question is that how to handle a event of the button control. For this purpose, we have to use the action listener. The name of the interface is called which one? Action listener. From this stage, I'm going to give you the name of the control plus interface name, which is responsible to handle the event of that button control. For example, in this example, but I want to handle the button events. Then which is the interface? The name of the interface is called which one? Action listener. Okay, so just implement one interface here. The name of the interface is called which one? Action listener interface. Check out this one. That's it. Now here, how many methods present inside action listener interface? Suppose you are using what this editor that is called NetBeans, then it is very easy. Just click on the red bulb here and implement all abstract method. So this interface consists of only one method. That method is called which one? Action perform. So when I click here, check out, automatically code is generated. That is called which one? Action perform. Means what? When I click on any button which is registered with this one, then which method get executed? That is called which one? Action perform. Now write down the code. How to write down the code? Check out here, inside action perform method, there is one parameter that is called which one? Action event object. Using this object, I can retrieve the information about event, means which generate, there are three buttons now. So which button generated event? That may be first button, that may be second button, that may be what? Third button. So what you can do, just write down here string msg, or what, button label, you can say btn label, button label is equals to e dot get action command. So what is the meaning of this method? This get action command will retrieve the label of the button which is clicked by the user. Suppose user click on the third button, so what is the label of the third button? Label of the third button is which one? 3. That 3 value stored inside which one? This variable. If I click on the first button, what is the label of the first button? Label of the first button is what? O N E, capital O N E. So that label is stored inside which one? Button label. So using this label, you can differentiate which button is clicked by the user. So you can use if else, you can use switch, doesn't matter. Here I'm going to use the switch here, switch in bracket button label. Okay, and just write down the cases, like case, first case, that is called ONE, the O capital, and write down one message here. For example, write down msg is equals to blank. Okay, write down here msg is equals to, you click on plus what, that label is equals to what? Button label. So just click on, you click on button label, or instead of this one, just write down simple message, you click on first button. Okay, so that's it, and write down the break. Then copy this code, copy, control V. Okay, change the case. What is the case? That is T capital 2, T capital 3. Okay, write down here, you click on the second button, and you click on the third button. Okay, so that's it. Now here I'm using what? Switch block to differentiate. Suppose you want to write down the different code for the each button. Here I'm writing simple one message here actually, but what I want to show, suppose you want to perform addition on the first button, subtraction on the second button, then you can write down this code here. Okay, so just print that message on the label that is called l1 dot set text. Okay, that's it. So just execute this one. Now check out, When I click here, nothing will happen because we forgot one thing, that is called registration. Without registration, it is not possible to handle the event. So just write down that it's called B1, registration of the source with the listener interface. Remember, event handling mechanism of the Java. If we do not perform the registration, then it is not possible to handle the event. Then B1 dot add action listener in bracket this. Okay, now it will handle only event of B1. It will not handle the event of B2. So you have to write down the 3 lines here. Copy, Control V, then B2, and lastly what? B3. Now it is possible to handle the all events. Just save this one, run the file. Now check out. When I click here, you click on the first button, second button, third button. Now actually the space of the label is what? Very small. So just try to increase the space here. So just save this one, run again, check out here. You click on the first button, you click on the second button, you click on the third button. So in this manner, you can differentiate what? All the button events. Remember, if I do not perform the registration, suppose I am not performing the registration of the second button, comment this one, save this one, again run this one. Now check out, if I click on the second button, nothing happened. Why nothing happened? Because we are not performing the registration. But if I click on the first button or last button, that will handle the event because we already performed the registration. Now, this is the simple way to handle the event of which one? Button control.